Hey. Welcome back to Blast Brainstorming. My name is Chris Johnson. I am all the way from little old Michigan, and it's actually beautiful, and it's actually a beautiful state if you don't come here in the winter. I have a very special guest on here today. Maybe a lot of you don't recognize Emily D. Guzman. I've actually known her for quite a while. I think she lives in Canada now, but she is from the Philippines. She has many friends that she connected me with, and we haven't talked in a while, but we used to talk like almost every single night. It was very interesting. So they gave me a call probably about a month and a half ago. Chris, can you come on and talk to us? So I actually had another webinar. I said, "Oh, come on, I'll go jump on the phone." And the first thing I asked them is, "Hey, they're all from the Philippines." And I said, "You guys understand that what's going on in the Philippines right now with the storms, people being sick, people losing their homes?" And they're saying, "Yeah." And I said to them, "Well, where's the Old Blessed Project?" I said to them, "You know me, I went right for the throat. How come I don't see an Old Blessed Project coming for the Philippines?" I said, "You guys, I want to build you up." Because if you think about it, and I want you all to be honest about this, we've talked about Papua New Guinea, which we all love. We've talked about India. We've talked about Bangladesh. We've talked about Australia, New Zealand. We rarely talk about the Philippines. And the Philippines, believe it or not, we have quite a few founders in the Philippines. Not a lot, but what they're going through in the last couple of years with storms is almost unbearable. Many people to this day still don't have homes over there because of the storms. So I just simply asked, do you think you guys can do something about it? And I would help push the Philippines, because we don't push the Philippines enough, but we should. So on that note, I'm going to hand this over to Miss Emily. She's got a presentation, and it's actually really good. I didn't expect what she's about to show you, because it's actually really, really nice. She kind of covers everything. So Miss Emily, without further ado, you have full control. It's your show now. If you're not sure how to share your screen, just let us know and we'll help you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. Love you.
Me too.
Yeah, I know Chris for almost more than a year now since I joined here. So we kind of almost like, just like what he said, I will always talk to you almost every day when I ask him. He's very accommodating, and I can't ask anymore with a person like Chris. Is such a wonderful heart, helping other people. Even though we haven't know each other, he is very helpful to us. So I'm going to present something for you, what I'm doing to be, uplift, to be part of this lifting up humanity. And I will be have some people that will help me to present. I have, is Jasmine Ibanez here? Jasmine?
Tell them to unmute themselves, Emily, and I can pin them. Or Leonard.
Yeah, it's Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine Ibanez. He will be part of my presentation. So I'm going to share my screen now.
Leonard, Julie, if you could pin Emily and her friends, or whoever she calls, that would be great. Harry, I see your hand up. I know what you're going to say. I'll get to you, buddy.
Okay. So I'll start my presentation. So my name is Emily de Guzman. I am originally from the Philippines. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, sa mga Pilipino po dyan. Kumusta po kayo? That means good evening. Magandang gabi. And I migrated here in Canada in 2000. So I've been here for almost 22 years. And I'm happily married with Carlos de Guzman. That's my husband. And I have 3 wonderful kids. These are the 3 wonderful kids I have. 2 boys. That is Clark. This is Charles. And this is Charlene. And I am in IT industry. I am a business analyst. So that's why what we're doing here on Passive, I see how wonderful, great people we have, especially with the IT group. I cannot imagine what kind of work they're doing. There may be, putting all their time to do this, because having this kind of on passive, all the product that they're creating, oh my goodness, I can imagine what they're doing, because I am in IT, so I know, I understand what's the background at the back end that they're doing right now. So I've been a founder since October 2000, and since then I never stopped joining webinars. I'm always with webinars, watching webinars with others, even with Julie, Vilo, Chris, Marty, Mike Ellis. So I'm into it. The only thing this is my first time to be part of a webinar, because I was so in love with Oblast, and looking forward to see a lot of people what we will be uplifting with the help of Oblast. So why am I going to present this one? It's been part of my vision board to help others, to uplift people's, because I in the Philippines, I'm just part of a family with low average. So when I was still young, I know I experienced nothing to eat in the table, so it's in my heart to be part, to uplift people. And as you can see on my vision board, I love, I believe in law of attraction. So anything that you put and you can see, it will come true. So that's the reason why I have these hands here, and also Hope for Children Foundation, where I really want to really help, especially the kids that I would like to help them to really have a good life ahead of them. So it's slowly coming through when I came here in Canada, and I have some small things, initiative that I've done. One of this is I supported one of the non-profit organization in the Philippines too. It's ANCOP, they call it Answering the Cry of the Poor. It is helping people, children, to have an education, to have good housing. But the one that I did is helping, sponsoring a kid. This is a kid that I sponsor. He is from Kenya. I love this kid. So I started to sponsoring his education from elementary, and now he's growing up. And we also have one in the Philippines. We sponsor his college uh, tuition fee. So that's where where I am right now, starting to helping, coming, the plans that I would like to extend a help to other people. We also, during the pandemic, we also extend our help to have sponsor a community pantry, where people can just, people who pass by, they can just grab some of these, like the rice and the noodles here, and coffee, just to, add a little bit help to them, even just a small things. So we were able to do this from multiple province in the Philippines, that a group of friends also part of that. So we were able to put up pantry, some of the provinces that we came from. And then now this is the most wonderful things that happened to me, and at the same time excited, very excited to be part of this new non-profit organization that we're going to launch. We're going to launch here in Manitoba, Canada, this coming July 2. And this one is to also align what we have in the Philippines, where previous Vice President Lenny Robredo, that he started this. I'm going to tell you the story later, but he started this, and because he did not want on the election, but this one, it has nothing to do with politics anymore. It doesn't affiliate with colors anymore. It's for all the Filipino that will benefits this kind of non-profit organization. So to support that, we also created an Angat Buhay Manitoba. Angat Buhay is a Tagalog word or Filipino word, means uplifting lives. So it's almost like close to what we have here, lifting up humanity. but this one is uplifting lives. So it's the same purpose. And because we are going to launch, it's just a soft launch this coming July 2 in our area. So I am one of the board of directors that will be part of this Angat Buhay Manitoba. And then just to give you a little bit background, what is Angat Buhay in the Philippines? So it was launched last October 2016. So the Angat Buhay is the contribution of the Office of the Vice President Leni Robredo in the fight against poverty. So the program aims to bring together the public and the private sectors. So organizations and individuals alike to address the needs of families in the farthest and the poorest communities in the country. So that is from the Philippines. The OBP reached out to these areas by working with partners in providing interventions and mobilizing support through 6 key advocacy areas. So that is food security and nutrition, universal health care, public education, rural development, housing and resettlement, and women empowerment. And as there is no single way to solve poverty in the community, the OBP capacitates key sectors, including disaster-affected families, grassroots stakeholders, urban poor, women, and youth by empowering them through various modes of engagement. So it was started when she is a vice president, but now she is going to get the down as an ordinary person, but she is still would like to continue this advocacy. So that's the reason also we would like to support them as an organization, nonprofit organization coming from Canada. So these are the some of the advocacy that he is that I mentioned previously. So some of these are the feeding program that he facilitate. This is the thing that it's almost Leni Robredo is an inspiration to us because she really not contented to be just on the background. She really on the front end dealing with people's and also especially with disasters that yeah, as Chris mentioned, Philippines is always having a disaster almost every year we have disaster in the Philippines. So Leni Robredo is always upfront helping people that are victims of disasters. As you can see in the pictures, these are the people who were in the court. I'm sorry, just to go back in the court, basketball court, and she is really helping there, going there in person to help. And one of the advocacy that she also really push is, go to the poorest provinces and giving work from women, just like you can see in the pictures. Since the pandemic strike us, so he went to other provinces and promote to the women to do some to make PPE, so then they can also help the government at the same time. At the same time, they can also earn money while during the pandemic, because during the pandemic, a lot of people are doesn't have any work because of the lockdown. So he was able to help a lot of families to have their own job by doing the PPE. Now, as the Angat Buhay Manitoba, so we will be definitely support the advocacy coming from the Philippines. But at the same time, we also have different programs that we would like to also include in our Angat Buhay here in Canada, because a lot of people here are coming here from different countries. So we would like to also be part of immigration assistance and some education and also people empowerment. And we can also help other NGO and also about health and environment. So number one is the environment that one of our group would like to push because of the climate change, and also especially with the children and the disaster sustained sustainability. So it's kind of combination with all the things that we can be, share our volunteerism and also share our talent to different kind of advocacy. But main purpose is to give hands, helping hands to the Filipino people in the Philippines. So we started our support initiative by simple things, just like here, a lot of members or volunteers was able to come up of putting together all our old, extra school supplies and old toys that they're not even really broken, even they're not new, but they still usable, and also clothes. So we were able to have 5 boxes that we sent to one of the province in the Philippines and to a daycare. So for sure, a lot of kids will, put a smile on their face when they see these kind of toys that they haven't seen in their life. So that is something that we, even simple initiative like this will be make a change on the face of different children in the Philippines. We also donated victims on the disaster, so that's just a start for us because this is a new. It's a good thing we have a lot of volunteers that willing to really help us to push this kind of nonprofit organizations. You will be surprised. Wow, even we've been here like me. I've been here for 22 years. But when we searched for a nonprofit organization, we only found one Filipino nonprofit organization that is not, associated to any religion or any ethnic group. So this one is very flexible and open to everyone. We remove anything about politics anymore. It will not, we're not going to involve in there, but focus on how we can uplift people's life and put our helping hands to give it to those people who are really in need. And small step can make a difference. So I am blessed. Very blessed to be part of ONPASSIVE. And I am grateful that we are on the same vision and mission in uplifting more lives all over the world, not only the Filipino peoples in the Philippines, but all over the world. I just like I started, I already sponsor a kid it coming from Kenya. So this ONPASSIVE is an answered prayer. I am very grateful that this initiative coming from our CEO to really have a heart, just like what in here, the one from coming from Martin Luther King's, that everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, amazing grace, a soul generated by that. And I think we saw that to our own CEO, Asmo Para. So that's the reason how many are we here that really have the heart to, in case money is no longer an issue, oh my goodness, how many people we can change their lives, how many kids that will put smile, how many kids that they will have a good education, how many family will have a good house, and how many families will have food in their tables 3 times a day. So that is a good thing that we have this kind of brainstorming how we can also help other people. So I also would like to ask one of my a program director on our Angat Buhay programs, Jassy Ibanez, if you would like to share anything about our nonprofit organization, Angat Buhay Manitoba. Are you still there?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you, Em. Thank you for this opportunity that we can share to everyone about our organizations, about our advocacy of helping people. I'm part of like in a community outreach. So that's one of I guess I'm part of the I'm one of the program director specifically in community outreach. Why I choose to be part of this organization? It's because I always believe that when you extend your heart to the poor, it's you will also like you didn't know that you also change lives of those people. And why I choose the community, because my heart is always belong to the poor people. And since a background also, it's always been my passion to help others. Since also way back 2009 to 10, I'm part of the community outreach to the like home for the aged back home in the Philippines. So we give them like their diapers that they need, foods that they need, also those elders that not who are also needs of that things. And one thing also is I always for my personally I always every December I do this community outreach to my hometown in Davao. So every December I always give like 300 to 500 kids food, like giving them food, feeding, and giving them like a slippers, school supplies, and etc. And I always do that every December. And I also like sponsoring child in one of the organization like Food for the Hungry. So I started last 2017. So I always believe like one of my vision that I'd like to share is when you empower people, you also inspire them to help others. So I always believe that it's not about it's not about money, but it's about it's about your heart, it's about your passion, it's about your purpose, and then sharing your blessing, sharing like you are well, I can see it like I am fortunate because I am here in Canada. So in return, I wanna share my blessings to the community back home, to the poor, the blessings that I have here. So that's it.
That's it. Thank you so much, Jassy, for sharing your also experience on helping others people. So that's it. That's my presentation. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share it with you.
Please, you want to take off your share screen or stop sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop. Can I stop?
I think you got to go to the top or bottom.
Stop. Okay.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Hey, first of all, round of applause for Emily and Jasmine. I'm going to say this. So I've known Emily about a year, maybe a little longer. A lot of you maybe never have seen Emily, or once in a great while. She has a little close knit of friends in ONPASSIVE and others that aren't in ONPASSIVE that have been doing things. This is what I call a diamond in the rough. And that's what Emily is. Emily hasn't really been the focal point of webinars, but she was the focal point of taking care and helping out and creating new ideas with friends for her home country. And that's really what I've always asked in people. And I'm not sure the total number. In the Philippines, we might have maybe 2,000 to 2,500 founders. I'm not totally correct on that number, but those 2,500 people that are founders are going to do so much just for the Philippines. But you also heard Emily say, anywhere in the world, we want to help. We want to help kids. We want to help education. She pretty much covered every basis of giving that you possibly can do. And that's what I tell people. Think about if we just all had 2,000 people and maybe in each state, each country, what we're going to be able to do. To ask yourself right now, you just heard what Emily is doing. And I know a lot of you are doing a lot of phenomenal things to help out communities. But ask yourself this right now, take 5 seconds, only 5 seconds, and say, what have I done to help out humanity or an individual? Now keep that to yourselves. That's only a question I want you to ask to yourselves. You don't ever have to tell me or anyone else, because that's between you and God and the people you're helping. Matter of fact, God even says in the Bible, you know, the quiet giver, you know what he says about that. But I like bringing it out, what people are actually doing. And I would definitely want to bring Emily out and what she's doing. I want to commend you, Emily. I want to say the diamond in the rough is out shining now. I think she understands what I was trying to tell her about a month ago is I need some help with the Philippines. I want to help the Philippine build, but I also want you to jump in and show them what the Philippines means to you and then what the people mean to you. So like I said, congratulations, Emily. Now, before I go to Harry and Della, I know Harry is married, his wife is Filipino, if I'm not mistaken. Now, don't say nothing yet, Harry. Let me see if my brain still works. Harry was on here, I would say a month and a half to 2 months ago, and he was actually very emotional about his family, his wife's family he's married into. We're having a lot of trouble because of the storms. Harry did reach out and say, you know, we need help. We gotta get this Oblast going. And I like that. Harry, even Della also, she's Filipino. There's so many places in the world that we really don't even know yet. We've touched base on, of course, we all know Papua New Guinea and what it's going to do. They've got like 8,000 people signed up over there as founders. You know what they're going to do. I know the Filipinos, with probably Emily leading with many, many phenomenal. And I'm going to bet Harry needs to connect with Emily. If you guys want to swap emails, phone numbers in the private chat, or I could get them back and forth to you, I would love to see you guys connect, because I know Harry, what he's got to say is going to be pretty amazing. But it's what I'm talking about. All it takes is just us to connect the chain, get the chain going, not just, you know, there and there. We want to go everywhere. This thing, what do we got on here? We got about 150 people on this panel right now. Imagine if 150 people decided to say, you know what, we're going to spend the next 4 weeks in the Philippines. We're going to get these homes built that were destroyed. We're going to get these kids fresh water, new clothes, get the educational system back up and running again and help them. That's the power of 150 people donating money toward this. That's all it takes, guys. It's not that the Filipino people, like the Papua New Guinea people, can't do it. They want to do it. It's about the funds. It's about actually getting them the structure they need, the materials they need. And that takes money. There's no doubt about it. Not probably one of us could say, okay, I'm going to send you $500,000, Emily, to get that going. But a group of us that are having money come in, residual income come in for doing nothing, man, I know the people right now, these 150 people on here are giving people. I understand that. I see the same faces, which I love. But just think about the power of what you're going to be able to do for a child, for a woman with 3 children who doesn't have anything, for a man who has a sick wife and 3 children. He can't take care of them because of money. Let's, for once in our lives, for once in the world history of this entire stinking world right now, can we do something good with money? Not evil. Let's do something good. And that's what I'm asking. That's what OBLESS is about. It's time that we took the money that is what they say the root of all evil and show people that money can help millions of people if you really want to. All right. I want to help. I want to make sure everyone in the Philippines is always prepared for a storm that comes their way, that always has, 500 acres of material in case houses get knocked over. All right. Another 500,000 acres of educational tools, desks, books, for another 500,000 of fresh water, seeds they can grow food. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm so passionate about it. I can't do this by myself. You know what? I don't even want to do it by myself because I want the world to see what people of every different color, every different language, every different religion can actually do when we stop hating everything and just come together and make this happen. So Emily, I'm going to let some people ask some questions. I'm going to thank you again, but I'm going to thank you again at the end of the show. But you keep you keep yourself open because I know this next guy probably is going to make you shed a tear. Harry, please unmute yourself.
Hi, Harry.
Hi, Emily. As Chris said, I'm married to a Filipino woman from Cebu City, and we were married in Cebu City. We've been married 17 years this August 15th, and it took 2 years to get her over to Canada. We're in Southern Ontario, just south of Hamilton. Her family's been through a lot too, you know that, with the typhoon and all that. Her father lost his home through the typhoon. Even though we're in Cebu, they were kind of protected by the
sea.
The south get the worst, but Cebu got hit with floods. They got hit with the typhoon partially, and her father's home was pretty much destroyed. Her sister's home lost the roof and a couple of walls, and in the meantime, her brother, of all things, became a firefighter. But during his training, he got caught up in a big fire. 600 homes were destroyed, and including her brother's. Anyways, we try to do the best we could to restore their homes, rebuild, and we're limited. My wife works at a chick hatchery. I'm kind of semi-retired. I do deliveries and that, so we don't make a lot of money, but we give what we can, right?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we've rebuilt her father's home. Just finished last week, actually, rebuilding his home, but we built it so we could accommodate her brother and their family into her father's home in Cebu. So they're living, but it's unfortunate too that they just finished a big, huge fire again in Cebu City. And you know, the homes are not built like here in Canada or States, right? You know, they're built with very weak materials. So when a fire starts, it just spreads all over the place. And her brother was being now a full firefighter, helped, you know, to take down this fire, but it lost a lot of homes again. And so I've got a special heart for, sorry.
Yeah, I can understand.
I got a special heart for the Philippines because that's where we're going to live. Probably next year, we're going to build a home there. And she does have an aunt and nephew in Australia by Sydney, and she has a sister in Arizona, USA. But the rest of the family is mostly in Cebu, a few, just a couple in Angeles City, in the Philippines. But we have a heart to help all these young people walking around with no clothing, nothing on their feet, bad water, homes that are made of driftwood and cardboard and plywood, you know, not even plywood. That would be an expensive thing there. But we do have a hankering to help the Philippine peoples. Now I have my first main guy here where he is on the panel, Robert D. Oakes. He's my number one man, and he's got a heart to help us rebuild in the Philippines. And I just have a responsibility to help the Philippine children, you know, and not just the children, but the adults too, we have an idea. We want to this 3D printing, build homes with the 3D printing, house all these people, you know, as many as we can, feed them, clothe them, and get them up on their feet, educate them again, so they can be self-reliant. And, you know, it's just, I've got a heart for the Philippines. I've been there about, I don't know, 15, 20 times now. And we you know, spend a month, 2 months there at a time. And I got to kind of know the culture there and that. I love the Philippines. I just love the Philippines, and it's got a special heart to me. I wish my wife could be beside me right now. She works nights, permanent nights, for the last 12 years at a chick hatchery, and she's right now sleeping. So I was hoping she'd wake up anyways to come out at least present herself here. But anyways, yeah, I just, what's happening there with all the typhoons and the fires and the floods, and even in northern Manila or whatever, they had the volcano just erupt, just 2-3 weeks ago or whatever. And so we just have a heart that we need to help the Philippines. So
wow, you have a big heart.
With you, Emily, and
You're
Jasmine.
almost like a, we need a lot of heart like you to give. Yeah, you just the volunteerism that we have also here. Even though we don't have much to give, but when you put them together, it make a difference, right? Big difference. So you're just by yourself and your wife, you can give, you know, as much as you can, but you need also help, and good thing you have good friends to help you.
Oh, we got good friends. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm just so appreciative of what you're doing, and I'd love to get together with you and Jasmine.
Yes.
And you know, be part of this, because it's important to us. And
yeah, for sure, we will get together. I would like to meet your wife.
Emily, we're gonna get you guys all together with emails and phone numbers. I also want to.
Before this is over, she'll wake up and.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, I'll stay up a little longer, Harry. I'm retired, but if you want to get Robert Oakes, I would like to get Robert Oakes. You guys all connected, but I also know that Leon is one of Julie Wen's founders. Also has big connections with the Philippines, and another lady that does a lot of things. I'll let Julie talk about it in a little bit, but I would love to see you guys all get connected and start. You've already started it, Emily. I know Harry's already been doing it. So let's just make it bigger. You know, you start off with one person and just keep going. And it was kind of funny because Ash Mafara, if you guys heard Ash Mafara talking money, the things that he goes through, and to be honest, you guys really don't know what he goes through. There's a few of us who actually kind of get to live it and see what he's doing, which isn't always fun to see a guy with that big a heart have to go through a lot of stuff, especially with our own founders. So when you guys explain this, Harry is saying about the fires and the storms, and we think of, oh my God, my car didn't start this morning. Think about what I just said. Oh my God, my car didn't start this morning. You know, I can walk, I can ride a bike. These people lost their homes.
Tired, but come here.
So we got to start looking at things differently.
Oh, everybody.
There she is. What's her name again, Harry?
Mary Lou.
Mary Lou. How you doing, Mary Lou?
How you doing, Mary Lou?
So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's okay, sweetheart.
The little things that we complain about are nothing compared to about some of these other places that maybe we've never heard of. Like, we've heard about the Philippines. Do we really know what goes on in the Philippines? We've heard about Vietnam. Do we really know what goes on in Vietnam? We've heard about PNG. We understand what's going on in PNG. We know that. We're educating ourselves every day. And the education is like, what can we do for them? And stop complaining about little things. Yeah, if I get up and my car don't start, guess what? I got two choices. Either call someone to get a ride to go somewhere, or just wait and get my car fixed. But don't you think those people wish they had that? Wow, my car didn't start, instead of I just lost my entire home, all my clothes, anything that I ever owned in a flash of an hour is gone. So next time when you think you're having a bad day, I really want you to start thinking, if I can do one thing to this day to next week, I want you to think about, what would you do right now if you lost everything? What would you do right now if you had 5 or 6 kids, 1 kid, and you lost everything due to a fire or to a storm? What would you do? I just want you to, next week, that's your assignment. Yeah, I know you guys are terrible at doing homework. I'd love to see it. Now, I bet you Lily Lane's going to have something, because Lily Lane looks like she always did her homework. I was that guy that never did my homework, so I'm trying to reteach myself. So that's your homework. What would you do if in the middle of the night, your house caught on fire, you got all your family out, thank you God, but you watched your entire life get burned to the ground? What would you do? Now, you think of that, keep that answer in your head. But what I'm telling you, this is what Bless is going to do. All right. How many times have you turned on your local news station and seen a family asking for money because they just lost it all? I see it at least 50 times a year in Michigan alone. Just Michigan. Michigan's a small little dot on this big map we call the globe. Imagine people that don't have news channels to reach out and say, guys, can you throw a few bucks so we can get this family in a hotel? That's what Bless is going to do. It's not only going to change homelessness, but it's going to be for that every single day people. No matter who they are, hey, they just lost everything. I got a friend, his daughter was the only survival. Him, his wife, and their other daughter all died in the fire. She got out. All right. They had nothing. The community of Michigan, actually the whole entire state of Michigan, got together and completely changed this girl's world. She was already very, very upset, of course, because she lost her parents and her sister and her home. I watched the community in a matter of weeks completely lift this girl out of this dark place she was in, how she felt, and completely help her out. That's Bless. Bless is gonna turn a lot of lights on for people that are in dark places. And when I mean dark places, I mean people that just have lost everything. And not their fault. It just happens. So there's your assignment. Right now, without think about if we didn't have Bless right now. We wouldn't be talking about this, would we? We would not be talking about this. Yeah, the Emilys and the Harrys might still be doing what they're doing in the Tinas, but we wouldn't know nothing about it. It would be them against the world. All right. Unpassive people, unpassive angels are going to be those people that get people out of those dark places. All right. But just think about it. And Lily Lane, I guarantee, is going to get an A on her paper next week. All right. Mr. Harry, do you have anything else you'd like to say without your wife's there?
No, it's okay. I just was happy that she was able to come to the screen, because she just got up from, so she's a little bit yawny yet, but see,
Right.
I put my hand down. I sorry, I didn't realize that.
You're okay, buddy. I know you like that attention. It's okay.
Yeah, but anyways, we're just looking so forward to helping the Philippine people. I mean, of course, we're going to still help people in Canada too, because we're still living in Canada, and we're Canadian citizens too as well. So, but my heart, even though I'm a Canadian, my heart's still in the Philippines. I love it there, and anyways, we need to help, because they're actually less. Their population of about 110 million people there, so they're about the three times the size of Canada in population, and they're very, very small land mass area. So you can imagine what it would be like, especially in the provinces and the mountains and that. They're very, very poor off. So we need to help them. And yeah.
Thank you, Harry. I appreciate your words. And I knew I'd get you emotional, but I understand your emotion. And I appreciate you for being a man and showing your emotion on this camera, brother. I do appreciate you for that.
Hey, thank you. Love you.
Another Filipino, Della, please unmute yourself, Della. And yes, I can hear you before you ask me.
Buddy, okay, I'll try to open my camera if you can still hear me.
Hi, Della.
Emily?
Hi, Della.
Yep, we can
Hi,
hear you.
Emily. You made me cry, guys. Emily, I love you.
I love you.
Angeline, Mary Lou. Hey, Brother Harry. Bruce, girlfriend, I know all of you. I'm a Filipino, blood Filipino. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Mga magandang kapatid Emily and
Magandang
Jean.
gabi.
Magandang gabi sa iyo. Oh yeah, it's evening. So I am Bisaya. I don't speak your language. Yeah, I don't speak your dialect, but I know how, and I can speak and I can understand. My tongue is not so. Salamat po.
Yeah, Jasmine is also a Bisaya.
Yes,
From
I
Davao.
am.
Bisaya di ka day, taga-asa man ka.
Bisaya, taga Davao ko, may gabi diha.
Ang gabi, taga Bohol ko. May paradise in Bohol.
On.
So, Bulanon.
Anon.
You make me cry. I'm a very emotional woman. Oh God, please always make me cry.
Della, I don't want you to cry.
Yeah, I
Don't tell
know.
everyone. Della, don't tell everyone I make you cry all the time. That sounds horrible for me.
No, it's a cry of joy. You
All right,
always make me laugh.
Della, do you have anything you want to ask Emily or Jasmine?
Yeah, pretty much. Is Gawad is your organization under the umbrella of Couples for Christ or BCBP, businessmen, professionals in the hall or in the Philippines? Is that a private?
It is
a
it is a non-profit organization here in Canada, Manitoba. So we just registered it as a non-profit organization. We will be affiliating with the Angat Buhay in the Philippines, but we will not just only focus in there. We will also have some programs, just like I mentioned, different programs also here in Canada, because there are also other people needs help here. So we will be starting on immigration assistance, and also there is also empowerment, gender empowerment and development. So it just slowly, because we have a good programs that we lay out, but we cannot just work at the same time on those programs, but eventually we will just going to have them. But 50% definitely will be affiliated to Angat Buhay Philippines.
So Angat Buhay Filipino, you created it in Canada, not from the Philippines?
No, in Canada, here in Manitoba. Just in Manitoba. I'm not sure with other provinces, but because we are here in Manitoba, we already have a group of volunteers. So that's the reason why we push it.
Yeah, you can connect to me. I'm LOA too. That's why.
Yes, definitely.
I'm
I will
very proud
connect
of
to you.
I'm very proud of you, LOA.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have also kids since I think we can connect because I already have since 3 decades, but I just can't open it to public. This is a private, my kids, my family, the poorest children in my place in the hall. So I've been serving them until now, even if I'm in the States. I miss them so much. But I'm going back home anyway when this ONPASSIVE start rolling. So for good, I'm gonna go there and live there and live with the children. They are my life, and that's why I'm so emotional because I cannot hug them anymore. I've been here in 2016. 2013. I mean, I haven't went home yet. So, but I always communicate with them. And my youth also, I have a youth. They're already big. They're already married, and they are the one helping these children because I lead these young adults when they were still in elementary, and now they are 30 plus, and they're very successful. Some of them are millionaires. So they are the one really doing this for me, and I want you to connect to them, and
Yes,
we can connect.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be very happy to help you. I
Yeah,
have
thank
11
you so
accounts.
much.
I have, yes, and I have one account for this bless for the poorest children. And so happy. I can't talk when I'm really overwhelmed, flowing over, yeah, love in my heart. And I love this man, my body, Chris Johnson. Oh God, oh
Don't
bless
start,
my
Della.
life.
Don't,
Chris
don't start with
Johnson.
that again.
So do you know that my dad saved me? Because did you remember that that earthquake in 2013 when I flew to America together with my 4 kids? My house was wrecked, total wreck. I should have been dead. So God has really a plan for me. I'll be totally dead with my children if I didn't go to America. That was, did you remember those? How many months been still having those aftershock? So my house was never, so I have a purpose. I know my soul mission and the divine my purpose already. I really had to continue now that Passive is here in my life. I can really continue blessing these foolish children. And I need a man. I need a partner. Harry, good for you.
Right.
You married a Filipina. Filipina are really so thoughtful and kind. It's not that I'm Filipina. Filipinas are really faithful and loyal and loving. So kudos to your wife, Harry. And I'm so proud of her having you, loving Filipino. Thank you so much. I will stop talking because if I'll talk, I'm overwhelmed. My mind is not really my mind is not connected to my heart all the time. It's always there's something that I don't want to talk, but I talk. So thank you. Connect to me,
Thank you, Della.
and Jasmine.
Della.
Please, thank you so much. I love you.
Appreciate
Mahal
it.
na mahal ko kayo, kapatid. Gandang umaga.
Very good. Very good. Thank you much, Della. Hey, Tina, if you don't mind, I have Mr. Peter Hauji, who actually is from PNG, he lives in the Philippines. He's actually teaching some Indians on a Zoom lecture. I asked if he'd come on and say a few words quick. So if you don't mind, Tina, I beg your pardon for being a man to the lady there. Can I bring Peter Hauji on? Can you unmute yourself, Peter, please? And Tina, I'll make it up to you. Peter, you there?
Chris, I just brought him to the panel. Give him 1 second. Let him.
Okay.
Let's have Tina, and then we'll bring in Peter because we just brought him to the panel. I don't know if he's.
I think he's in a hurry though, Julie.
Okay.
I think he's got to get back to his class, but.
Okay. Yeah,
That's okay. That's okay. Just go with.
He's
just,
in.
Just go with the other. I can come on later. Thanks, Chris.
Peter, go ahead. You got the floor, Pete. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Hi,
I just.
Peter.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I've been just listening at the background and just hearing what has been said. I've been kind of, challenged at the same time, encouraged because Bless will actually do a lot in the Philippines. Just like Chris said, I am from Papua New Guinea, but I've been living in the last 30 years here in the Philippines.
Wow.
I came to the Philippines, at a very young age, and then got married here, and then I live here. But just by looking at, the situation in the Philippines, the poverty, and at the same time, people who really want to help, but they can't, all right? And so, like what's been brought up here, and then it will go viral, with all the founders putting hands together and then raising funds to contribute. I really believe it will really, really do a lot.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
Now with my work, you know, I am a missionary, so I work with churches. So what, aside from the spiritual things we do, there is a humanitarian aspect of our ministry, of our outreach work. So we call it mercy ministry. Now, mercy ministry goes beyond the church, okay, helping. So we do a lot of, we call school assistant program. So we call it SUB. Okay, we do that. Plus, in recent times, we really helped a lot to raise funds, but at the same time, rebuild homes that has been hit by typhoon. We do a lot of feeding programs. We do a lot of, you know, humanitarian work. So just by listening to what, you know, my friends who are from the Philippines, but living in the US, living in Canada, talk about their outreach program here in the Philippines to help those who are living in poverty, really, really is inspiring. So, so yeah, like what Chris was saying earlier, sorry, my daughter's dog's barking. Like what Chris was sharing earlier, if, you know, 150 people just, you know, connect with one another, I believe all blessed will really impact, you know, bring really change and transformation. Because we all know, you know, I think one of the techie guy was saying, you know, ONPASSIVE is a monster, you know, it will really, really impact the world. So with all blessed, I'm really, really happy. I'm really excited. And, you know, we're going to be networking to really help not just the Philippines, but different countries as well. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris, for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, Peter, listen, thank you. I appreciate you getting on here. Now, I don't know if you know Emily or Harry. I would love if you guys all swapped emails and did a, you know, do a side phone, like me and Emily, we used to do a 5 or 6 people on a phone call. I don't know how she did it, but she always got it to work. Do that. Talk about what you could do together and build this thing up, man. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you, brother.
Chris, may I really quick, Chris?
You may.
If you go on the chat, if you're on panel right now, go to the chat and look for the name, and then you can communicate directly to that person. So you could send your email or contact information, Emily.
Yes.
You could do that. Or if you can't do that right now, just connect Chris and I, and we'll connect everyone together.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I want to see people get connected. So Peter, once again, thank you for taking time out. I know you're doing some good stuff over there and all over the world. I love PNG and I love the Philippines. So put those two together, man. We got like, boom, we're going to take on the world. So, all right, Miss Tina, with my biggest apologies, because Peter, I don't get to see Peter a lot. I used to see him all the time because we're on like different schedules of the world. And when he texts me, I said, oh my God, you got to talk. But Tina, go ahead. Tell us what you got, sweetie.
Hello, world. Hello, Proudinaires. Hello, Emily and Jasmine. Lovely to meet you here.
Hello.
My BSS, Della, who can't stop talking. I have to really thank her, because if not for her, I wouldn't be on passive. Yeah, she is my sponsor, and she's also my BSS, which is beautiful soul sister. I want to say, Harry, Emily, whoever, Peter, oh my God, yeah, Peter, you've been missing MIA for a while. You were saying we've got PNG, we've got Philippines, we've got the world. ONPASSIVE has got the world to uplift humanity, and I thank you. I have a question for Emily. I wanted to know exactly where you are, and in the Philippines. You said you've just registered, because that will probably be one of my first 3 places that I'm going to visit. The last time I was in Philippines was in 1980, and just before the airbase was was wiped out.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Goodness gracious. So I need to go back there. And as I mentioned, I said, we are all like pieces of puzzle roaming around the universe, and it's the cosmos that's drawing us. We're guided to be here, and exactly what Ash was saying, we're all guided in what we do. And so true that, you know, if we feel that we're blessed despite our sadness or whatever tragedy that we have in our life, we should bless others, and that's all what I've done in this thing. And Marty, love that ranking, the biggest heart is number one, it wins.
Yeah, just to answer your question, thank you, Tina. I'm from Pampanga. I'm a Kapampangan. So I came from Pampanga, San Luis, Pampanga. And the last time I went there is 2013. But here, I will live now here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The Winterpeg, the coldest province in Canada.
Okay, that's Pampanga, right?
Yeah, Pampanga.
And that's where the this thing is, the NGO is there with that collectively does.
The NGO main office will be in Manila, in Metro Manila.
Okay, in Manila.
Yeah.
Let me have
the office there.
Person. Yeah, let me have the contact person, because I've got something up there. I have just before the door closes, also have someone in from Singapore who's going to retire in Pangasinan, in the Philippines, and he's already got something to do over there, because apparently there's a Muslim community there, and their mosque and their orphanage has been wiped out as well with the typhoon, and so he's going to retire there to build it up again. So he's been soliciting donations from our little veterans group. But I'm so glad that I have been blessed to bless him with an ONPASSIVE account. So that was what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Karina, my heart goes out to you with your darkest hour over there. I've lived in Australia for a while in Perth, and annual fires are also very prevalent there. So I've got my question answered. I got what I say, what the time I have to say here. Thank you, Chris Johnson Angel. I love you. I love all of you here. Let's not take too much time. Let's get the others to say their piece.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's connect. Yeah.
You got a special place in my heart, Tina. You know that. I want you to connect with these ladies too. I know you got some information, but you guys are like a real powerful team right now. So I'm looking forward to that. Now I got a call. Hold on there, Mr. Robert Oakes. Give me a second. I got to call this guy out because I love him like he's my brother. He's a great guy. We make fun of each other all the time, but Marty has something he'd like to say. Marty, can you please unmute yourself? My buddy.
I definitely didn't expect that. Okay. That kind of ruined my whole fire here, buddy.
Yeah.
No, anyway, I've been in this business 3.5 years. I've worked it full time, actually. And my main thing for me was looking for diamonds in the rough. And Emily, I am so sorry I didn't see you sooner. I failed.
We have
if I pass you by, I don't know how. But
we just exchanged email.
Okay, you are here now, so I'm glad to see you, and very powerful stuff you said. And yeah, Tina, I'm going to get a hold of Mr. Mufar and tell him how to rank people in the back office. Start with the biggest heart. Would that not be funny? Man, some of these guys with the huge teams be all the way at the bottom. I'm all done. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. I'm part of your team, by the way.
Jeez. You know what? I'm so glad you said it, Emily. Marty, you ought to be ashamed. See, that's why you brought me along, so I can pick up all the people you completely miss, and Emily's one of them, but she's been doing great. Emily, we believe we both love you, and Marty's a busy man, so I can't, remind him about every diamond in the rough, so. And there's
I
a lot
also
of
follow you at TikTok, Marty.
See, Marty, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. She follows you on TikTok. You got her email. Man, you're fired, dude. You are fired. All right. And there's a lot of you out there.
I just went down in rankings. Yeah.
Well, Marty went down in rankings. That's funny. All right, Robert Deokes, thank you very much, brother. I apologize. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm just
Hi.
glad to be here to see everybody. Just so happy. And, my friend Harry there, my colleague, my brother. And I mean, I just love you, Harry, for getting me here. And, I'm all out for everybody with everybody to help humanity out. And Harry's my #1 guy that I'm going to go there to do whatever I can, because I am a jack of all trades. Like when you think about it, everything that I went through, I know a lot, and I don't want to waste it. When I just turned 65, and thanks for my youngness, but I feel like I'm just wasting my time just sitting here, and I just want to help out a lot of people, and I know I can. I can do whatever I can, because I'm not saying I'm a know-it-all, but I can do a lot of things. And with the help of all you guys and ONPASSIVE, it's a cat's ass. I mean, we got it. We got it lit. And I'm all here. Like, I'm here for everybody here. I'm here for Harry. I'm here for you. I'm here for ONPASSIVE. And I'm glad I'm a part of a great team with all the people around the world. This is the most impressive business I've ever, company, family I've ever been in, ever in my lifetime. And I am so proud and loved. I can feel the love from here, from all you guys. And, I'm around the Philippines and Australia and everyone. I'm coming there. I'm gonna do what I can to help all of you. So
Wow. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate
thank you.
you. Hey, you think you can, you say you can do everything. You think you can fix Marty for me? Can you fix Marty for me? Just a little bit?
What would you like?
Yeah, I want him he needs an attitude adjustment. Sometimes, usually early in the morning when we don't sleep, that's the best time. So
I get a lot of those. I get maybe 4 to 6 hours sometimes, and if my body tells me, I'm down for 10. So I'm sorry to miss some meetings, but my body tells me I have to shut down. So
it's okay, Robert. We appreciate you, brother. You can't make them all. It's not easy. All right, guys. It's 22 after. We've got 1, 2, 3 hands. Looks like we're doing good on time. So Sherry Dursway, if you'd like to unmute yourself, please unmute yourself.
Boom, shakalaka, boom. Wow, are we ever blessed with ONPASSIVE? I didn't get to hear all of Emily's story because I had to get off and do my live. I'm so sorry, but I know that she has a big heart because I have seen her around in different places. And I do have friends in the Philippines, and one of them was going to be on here, but his internet, I hate that the internet is always bad in different countries. And so I told him about, he is a founder, and I told him about how Ash is going to fix that. So I can't wait for that part. I really can't wait for that part. But he was trying to get in here, but he couldn't. And he is in the Philippines in Mindanao. I might be saying that wrong. Mindanao, Providence. And that's a different part of the Philippines, I'm sure. And I also, but what he does there is funny is he's originally from California. I've known him for quite a few years. And he got married in moved to the Philippines, and he and his wife actually have a church there that they help the kids and families, and it's called the Alliance Church. So he's really waiting for a bless. He keeps asking me, because I'm sure he's not getting a lot of the information because of the internet being down. I send him reading things. I send him, this and that. So he tried to come on here, but he couldn't. He would like to connect with others who are in the Philippines, of course. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. He is, he's always sharing with me pictures and stories, how he's helping the church and building, how it's always storming there, and they help build just little places for people to live, and the food and all that. It just breaks my heart when he shares me the pictures, and I just like, because I know other people who are in the Philippines. I have a good friend who's in the she's not a founder, but I have several friends who are from the Philippines that live out here in the US now, and they always share with me different stories and stuff. My heart breaks for any catastrophe or anything like that. So I'm excited for Old Bless. So let's connect for sure. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody. I'll let somebody else have their turn. And God bless you all. And remember what I always say, you are all important, no matter what anybody tells you. You are the most important person on this world. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. If they do, let it go in one ear and out the other. I love you all to pieces. And Ash, Mathar, thank you so much, you and your family, and God for creating this so that we can help so many. And I cannot wait to see the stories that come out of this. Love you guys all to pieces. Take care. God bless.
Love you, Sherry. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry Durstway. That's one of the girls, one of the angels last week that we supported her YouTube. It's still on the link that we put on myself and Julie Speedy Live. Sherry Durstway, please. She puts every night at 9:30 California time. I think it's 6:30. She does a live every single night. She's consistent about it. If you can join Sherry Durstway's YouTube channel, like and subscribe and ring that bell. That'll be, if you looked at our Speedy Live today, Julie posted that one on there along with Listra T and Pat Parent. Make sure you subscribe. You guys have no idea how big that's going to be. Thank you, Sherry. All right, I have three hands. That's good. Mohammed's going to be next, then Kareem, then Harold. I would like to hear David Switzer because I believe David Switzer is tied into the Philippines. I think his wife is Filipino. David, shake your head. Am I correct? David Switzer? Yes or no, David? Say yes. David, you're fired. Hey, David.
David, you're wearing a red cap.
You caught me on the spot, man.
You were sleeping. You were snoring so loud. I had to wake you up.
I'm awake. I'm watching Marty. That's what Marty does, you know.
All right, David, I'm gonna get back to you because I'm pretty sure your wife is from Philippines. Is that correct?
No, my wife is from Mexico.
Oh, I apologize, and I'm not talking to you. Go back to sleep. All right.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Good night, David.
Good night, David. All right, Mohammed. I apologize. Please unmute yourself, my brother.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Hello, Mohammed.
I'm so glad to be here tonight. I've been busy lately. I haven't been much consistent with my attending on these webinars. Each and every webinar is a learning tool for all of us to learn something new, to make new friends of community all over the world. The topic that we're talking about tonight, Hopeless, is something that's close to my heart, and I always want to come in and put my little ideas and input into this one. For me, one of the biggest crises I think around the world that a lot of the third world countries are so-called are suffering from is a global warming, and at the same time water crisis. And the part of the world where I was from, I came to Canada at a young age, at the age of 17, and I grew up in East Africa, specifically Kenya. So I stayed in refugee camp for over 7 years before I came here. And sometimes we used to wait to water to come to our place for like 3 days, 4 days, relying on like 200 to 300 liters for like 20 families, which is not enough. And I think all blessed is going to be that water resources to the remote areas, to the places that a lot of people around the world don't know about it. And that's something I just wanted to say. And I'm so happy to be here tonight. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Nice to see you here.
You too.
Good for you. That's Mohammed. Have I ever seen you before? I don't think I've ever seen you on a webinar, have I?
I've been on and off. I've always been attending. Usually I don't get the chance to be on the panelists that much. I don't know what's happening. And by the way, I'm across from Detroit. Right now I live in Windsor, Ontario.
Ah, you're my neighbor.
Yes, maybe I should come and visit you sometime.
Yeah, Mohammed, anytime. But Mohammed, you are welcome anytime. You know what? The only panel that we really don't have a lot of people come on is Monday, the Monday roundtable. But if you raise your hand, but you are invited to any panel you want at any Zoom webinar, no matter if it's Friday night with Lynn and Ron, that's open for them. You guys can come on those panels. Don't be scared. We want to see new people come out. So I'm really glad I got to hear you talk. You got a wonderful voice and a great outlook. So I'd love to see you back here, my brother.
Thank you. Take care and have a wonderful night. To all the people that are here, God bless you all. ONPASSIVE, we're in it to win it. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mohammed. Nice, nice, nice. All right. I got to go with another Canadian here. Karina Lance, unmute yourself.
Thanks, Chris. You're so terrible. I tell you. You are a tease. Hi, guys. Lovely to see you all. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just wanted to say I do understand, and it's close to my heart because it has happened to me twice. I mean, not once, but twice. So I lost everything, absolutely everything. And I had to start over. So I know where that, how much that hurts, and it can mess a person up pretty good. Not, the first time it messed me up because it was so bad. And then the second time was even worse. So anyways, I'm a survivor, and yeah, I'm going to help a lot of people. I'm really, like, it's close to my heart, Chris, that the Book of Angels and just being able to help in general. It's definitely close to my heart. And I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for letting me come on. And yeah, everybody that's here, I love you guys so much. It's nice to see all your faces. And thank you for, Tina, Jean and Tina and Narelle, thank you for, acknowledging. That was tough times, but our river is actually quite high again. So I'm praying right now because, like, literally from last week to where I could almost walk across the river to now it's like probably 1.5 feet from the top of the bank. So it's up there again. So we're praying it doesn't happen. It's like one extreme to the other. So yeah, it happens quite a bit here, but anyways, love you guys. Thanks, Chris, for letting me share. I appreciate it.
It's kind of funny you say that. Look, parts of the world got too much water. Some parts got no water, man. There's got to be a way we can even that out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. I heard they put a dam up by Calgary because that's why our river was so low. Like, I've never seen it that low. I've been here 50 years and I've never seen it that low. Every year it seems to get lower and lower and lower to where our river is literally, you could walk across the South Saskatchewan, and that's pretty low. But now it's just like that all of a sudden because of all the rain we've had, which is unusual. So yeah. It's kind of weird to see it from one extreme to the other that quickly.
You know what I want to see? We can run gas and oil lines across the oceans so we can put oil in people's car. Why can't we run water lines all over the world and give people fresh water? I'd like to see that more than gas lines. So
Me too.
I'd rather see them ride real horses and drink fresh water myself. But all right, Karina, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.
Harold Fox, the one and only. He was a big actor. You guys don't know it. He was a boxer. He was everything. Harold, take the stage.
No, I don't like getting punched, okay? Good evening, everyone.
I didn't say you were a good boxer.
Good evening, everyone. Emily, you are to be commended for the job you're doing with what you have.
Thank you, thank
like
you.
Like Mr. Mubarak says, dream big. Can you imagine what will happen when the apples and the obelisk start rolling in? We are all in a fantastic position to help the world. I know the Philippines is, in bad shape. There's so many other countries that need assistance too. But with us, like-minded thinking people doing one thing, helping lift humanity, the world is going to change, and we're going to
Yes.
change it. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Harold. We will change the world.
Yeah, that was very nice, Harold. I appreciate that. I always forget, what Emily actually put together is pretty amazing. And I go back to saying again, that homework assignment, 2 homework assignments. First one is, what would you do if you lost everything when you woke up tomorrow it was gone? And the second one is, what have you done? What have you done? Think about it. And you know what I'd like to hear? The answers. Now, you don't have to answer those next week because I'll probably forget myself. But even if you said, Chris, I helped carry someone's groceries, or I seen a man in a wheelchair who was kind of stuck and I pushed him along. That's blessing people. I used to play Santa Claus years ago, and it broke my heart to do it. And someone earlier said something about how big some things really are. Now, I was blessed as a child with 2 phenomenal parents who always worked, had businesses. I had some pretty amazing Christmases. I'm not going to lie about it. And it was the best memories I've ever had. So I got to play Santa Claus for my church. Hardest thing I've ever had to do. When the gifts that we gave these kids were like hats and gloves and a little stuffed animal. There was like a 4-year-old little girl who, when I handed her that stuffed animal, that was the world to her. That was the world to her. She got a present. There's another question. Ask yourself, as a kid, maybe you were in this situation. Did you not celebrate a birthday because of money? Did you not get Christmas presents because of money? Maybe where you live, maybe because mom and dad couldn't find jobs. Keep asking yourself those questions and your heart's going to grow. Because if you are one of those children, I know that you want to create more better things in life for the children that are coming up. See, that's our job. We're supposed to make it better for the next generation. We're supposed to make it. Our parents did better for us. We're supposed to do better for our kids. If you think about it, we all should be living in mansions and cars, but it's just not working out that way, is it? And mansion and cars don't make a family, but just a house with running water, heat, doors and windows. That's what makes a family. A home isn't brick and mortar. A home is family. Think about your family never receiving anything that was good, but now you get to give back through ONPASSIVE. And I know many of you on here do a lot of good in silence, and I love that. I appreciate that. Okay, so I've got 3 hands up, and I also want Lynn Nakamoto at the end. She's gonna make an announcement, but I also want you to tell how many things Lynn has helped out with also. So Lynn, prepare yourself. Your homework assignment's due tonight. Richard Lamoute, come on down, Richard. Another Canadian, my God.
I love all you beautiful men, women, and children of the world from the bottom of my heart. Yes, Carino, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what it is to lose everything and even begging for food. I've been there, and not very long ago, 2017 and 18, believe it or not. I went to the food bank 35 miles away from my home to be told that I was only allowed to 15 pieces. So on my way back, I thought I was having a heart attack. But that's, I laugh about it. That's what's so funny. And you know who gave me that? Ash Mufarah. I listened to Ash Mufarah at the beginning, and he gave me what we call positivity. To laugh at all your ills and all your pains, because something big is coming. And I felt his heart, and I felt poverty being slapped around by us. I've seen homelessness being slapped around by us. So when I have a hard time or a bad day, I just close my eyes and dream of children dancing in the street. Yeah. Of water and food for miles and miles, and homes and farms, and everybody just being so happy. And it makes me happy. And believe it or not, Ash Mufara taught me that without knowing it. When I spoke with that man, I felt that heart as if he was right here with me, holding me in his arms. That's how I felt when I heard Ash Mufara. And from the beginning, I've always been talking about helping the poor, feeding people, giving people water. And here is this beautiful family worldwide right now that are thinking exactly the same way that I was the first day that I came in here. And Emily, you're doing a great job. Don't stop. And I'll tell you, when the dollars start coming in, I've got 30 founders position that I put all in my name because I was told that I'd be better off not giving it to people that are negative. So charities, good organizations, oh bless, oh bless, oh bless, oh bless. At least 28 out of those 30 are just going to be going to oh bless. The only part that's not going to go to oh bless is what I have to pay the crazy government. Look at this world today. It's just full of evil. And what are we doing? We're sitting here right now talking about love from the heart that we were given by God and how to share that love. That's what we're talking about here. And people getting in touch with people. Well, dang, this old bless is going to be so huge that we'll faint. We'll faint when it starts seeing how many people are really going to throw themselves in there. I know I am. 80%. I love all of you. Big kiss, big hug to all of you. And thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard Lemieux. I don't know how you get that beard so thick. Wish I could grow a beard like that. Hey, before
what happened is I forgot my shaving kit in Alabama.
You're funny, Richard. I know you grow a good beard though. Thank you, brother. Hey, before we go on, because we're starting to lose people because it's late. Lynn, can you just come on right now and give that one announcement? We'll let you talk at the last one. Can you tell us that one announcement, Lynn, please?
Sure. Yeah, it'll be a quick one. As you know, there are several webinars that run from Friday through Sunday every week. And for this particular weekend, we're going to be canceling them because some of our OTEC pros that present on these webinars will not be available. A couple of them will be attending the ONPASSIVE UK event on July 2, and they have to travel there and then they have to head back home. And it's just a busy weekend for them all. So we decided to go ahead and cancel these webinars just for this weekend. So let me tell you which ones they are. Friday Night Live, July 1, OTEC Pros, July 2, Kenya, July 2, Papua New Guinea, July 3, and Heroes, July 3. So those are the 5 that we won't be having this weekend. However, we will resume the following weekend. Thank you for your understanding.
Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you. Thank you for reminding me of that too. Marty, unmute yourself real quick, please. Marty.
Yeah.
I know we are a global country. I just thought about something. The 4th of July is on Monday. Has Ash reached out and say anything that we are going to, I don't think we're going to be doing the roundtable on Monday, are we? I know we're a global company, but do you think we'll be doing that on Monday?
I know some of us won't be there.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You talk to Captain Ashmeister and see what he has to say.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Marty. I appreciate that. Okay, Lynn, I'm going to come back to you, so don't go nowhere. Bruce Gerstein, we got about 17 minutes. So Bruce, Go right ahead, brother. Unmute yourself.
Okay, my computer kept buzzing out on me, so I had to come back and forth. I want to first of all thank Emily for a wonderful presentation. Salamat.
Salamat, Bruce.
I had a picture of Halo Halo on my screen, but my screen died. I want to make you homesick. But I want to say, one of the great things about I'm Blessed is that because you have a charitable organization, you always have to look for funds. And for sure, Blessed is going to bless you a lot, incredible amount. One of the problems with the Philippines is my girlfriend is in Negros, and I had a friend in Bohol who lost her house, lost her father during the typhoon there. And one of the problems is the corruption in the country. It's true for many countries, but a lot of times they had like a fund, a thing called the Bohol Relief Fund. And the Bohol Relief Fund money disappeared. Nobody ended up getting the money. So it's very important where the funds from Old Blessed go to, is they for sure get to the people as they are meant to get to, and the government stays out of it, because the government will needless to say, will make a lot of money disappear. That being said, there's been a lot of sadness this last couple of days in the world. We had a busload, a truckload of kids die on the border. We had bombings in Ukraine. And we wish we could help all those people, but our hands are tied a lot of times. And a lot of times what we have to give is prayers and healing, prayers and healing and relief and comfort to people. And sometimes that's the only thing we can do. But I gotta say, as much as I can, I'll be back in the Philippines once we're launched and we have some money. I'll stay there for quite a while. But I'm one like Della, I'm like in Cebu and Bisaya a lot. So I just want to say, what you're doing in Canada to release the people in Philippines is amazing work. And you are one of ONPASSIVE's angels. So, angels are always blessed, and you're blessed tremendously. Everyone here will be blessed tremendously. Marty's going to build a house big enough to fit us all, so we won't have to worry about where we stay. We're in New Jersey. And I just want to say thank you all for being here. I love you all. God bless you all. God bless this world. God bless Ash for all he's done for us. And God bless humanity. Because we all are human beings. We all are one. And let's just hug each other and embrace each other with love, kindness, and goodness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Thank you.
Love you all.
Thank you, Bruce. Always wonderful words out of Brucey. Yeah, Bruce, there's one thing that I will take responsibility for. It's going to be a big one. To when we do these bigger Oblast projects, I promise you that I will be there, whether I'm not supposed to be or supposed to be. I promise you from my heart, from my head, that money will go to the right people in the right hands and stay far away from the government if it's not allowed. That's one of my goals. Okay, June, we got about 13 minutes, June. We've got June and Robert. Robert again with their hands up. So June, go ahead and unmute yourself. And then Lynn, you're going to talk it out.
Hello, everyone, and a great presentation, Emily. These stories always get to my heart, and I just wanted tears rolling down my face. I'm a driver, and I deliver groceries and I deliver food, and I see a lot of homeless people standing on the corner. And there's times that I have given my tips to the gentlemen. They're mainly guys out there. And this one time I had bought a sandwich and I gave half of it to the homeless guy because he he was hungry. You could tell he was hungry, so I fed him. And water, I passed out water, but that's my little things that I do around my community when I can. Because right now the driving isn't being profitable because of the gas prices. But I've lost everything as well in hurricanes, and mainly just the hurricanes that we dealt with when I lived in Florida. We've had a lot of those. And so I understand about the storms, Emily, because we've been through those. We had 5 in 1 year. So that's my story. I just wanted to share. I was doing my homework, Chris.
Thank you, June. I appreciate you. Hey, every little bit helps, no matter how little it is or big it is. Someone's going to smile. You're going to put a smile on their face. So I appreciate that, June. Thank you very much.
Thank you, June.
Okay, Robert Oakes, open your hand. I mean, open your hand. Unmute yourself, brother.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. I got a message for my team. As a Canadian, we have one word for maybe 3 or 4 definitions. And I just want to say, jumping, stopping apples. My team, get off your apples and start participating, because this is the world's biggest company that you'll never forget. And, all the times that my colleague there, Harry, he's a wonderful, loving guy. Like, we lost contact over the years from college, but we all had a life. And snapping apples, I just, I'm Harry. I love you, man. I'm so thankful and grateful that you got me here in this way here. But to the rest of my team, I know you're listening, and I know you log in every once in a while, but get off your apples and join in. You know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's win. We're all winners here, right?
Get off your apples. I love that, Robert. I really do. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Osmond, go ahead. Unmute yourself, please. Osmond, you there? Osmond, Sammy, Ben-Gura, there you go. Unmute yourself, brother. Nope. Hey, look to your bottom left of your computer, Osmond. If you're not on your computer, there's a little microphone. Click on that. Nope. Osmond, listen to me. Are you on your phone? If you're on your phone, go yes like this. If you're on your computer, go like this. There you go. You got it.
There you go.
You act like you're talking to Lassie for a minute.
Yeah, well, Osmond, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You might try talking, but you might have to turn your camera off if you break up. Go ahead, Osmond.
All right. Thank you.
He's freezing. Osmond, you're freezing up on us, buddy.
I have a network issue.
Osmond, try turning your camera off.
Yeah.
There you go. Now try. See what happens. Oh, no. Osmond, you there? Mr. Osmond, let me come back to you, Osmond. Just try to mute yourself. We'll try to come back. Maybe your connection will be better. We're almost done anyway. Before I bring Lynn on, I want to thank some people because I always forget sometimes. Number one, I want to thank Lynn and Julie for helping me run the panel and advertise. I appreciate you both. Marty DeGarmo, always thankful for him because without him, I'd have no one to pick on a daily basis. So thank you for letting me pick on you, Marty. and you're muted anyway, so don't worry. My special guest, Emily de Guzman. Did I say that right?
Yes, de Guzman.
Okay, and your friend, where is she? Where's Jasmine?
She left already.
Okay, that's okay. Tell her I said thank you. I personally want to thank you for what you're doing. You put an excellent presentation together. One of the best I've seen in a long time. I knew you had it in you. Sometimes you gotta kind of tap people's brains a little bit, but I think your heart was already knew what you had to do, and you were already doing it anyway. So
Yes.
Emily, I want to appreciate everybody. Give Emily a round of applause.
Thank you guys.
And the connections, I hope you made some connections.
Fantastic, fantastic.
If any of you want to reach out to Emily and join or help or learn from her, send me your email and I will make sure Emily gets it. If you don't have it, I can make sure she gets all that. I do want to make another announcement for the Julie and Milo show tomorrow. The forum has changed. Daryl Cook was supposed to come on and talk about Academy. They want to get some more knowledge before they do that show. So I think tomorrow might be an open mic. I'm not completely sure yet, but I know Ash was supposed to come on there. And who knows, he might come on there. You know, Ash, the guy's like abracadabra, here I am. So it's a possibility he could come on there, but I know that they're not going to be talking about Academy with Daryl as far as my knowledge. I do want to thank Daryl Cook, who's on here. He writes all the notes for the show, believe it or not. I don't know how he does it. He's another Peter Shore. Crazy writing notes. He is an educator, so I want to thank him for that. And if Janet Butler's on here, she normally does that too. Thank you very much. I appreciate you both. And I'm going to give it to Lynn. I know Lynn has done a lot of things for charities and stuff like that. Lynn, go ahead, unmute yourself. I promised you to get you in there. We'll try Osmond in a minute.
Hello.
Howdy.
You want me to talk about what's close to my heart?
Anything you've done. I know you've done a lot. Go ahead. A lot of people you've helped in Africa and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, what's close to my heart is the deaf community. The deaf are many of them are disenfranchised and underemployed, unemployed, not meaning that they don't have the skills or knowledge, but the disability prevents them sometimes from gaining employment that they should have. And so I think they have a lot of struggles in their life. So for me, I intend to give back to the deaf community here in America, as well as in Africa. There are some schools for the deaf in Africa that are having a tough time. They don't even have basic electricity. They don't have a source of water. They have to ship water in. Even though these are public schools, the government doesn't fully support them. So they're kind of fending for themselves. So they're having a rough time there. So this is where I hope to place my efforts. And in addition, my particular sentiment is to help with water in Africa, because in Africa, basic water is a challenge. Many communities don't have safe drinking water, and there's a lot of issues, health-related issues pertaining to that as well. So that's going to be my platform, I would say my primary platform to start with, as well as to helping with education of the deaf in America and in Africa. Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You know what?
Thank you.
You know what it takes to mute a guy like this? Lynn, I appreciate you. I appreciate for all your help. I just want to a lot of people don't know that are new. I want them to know that about you. So yeah, I remember Lynn was an advocate, still is, for the deaf community. And if I did not post numbers for the deaf, oh my God, Lynn would just boom, boom, boom me until I got it right. So, all right, Lynn, continue what you're doing. I appreciate you. It looks like Grace got your hand up. Go ahead, Grace. Unmute, Grace. There you go.
Good morning, good evening, because it's morning here in Germany. Yeah, my name is Grace Christiansen again. And my heart desire to do about Oblast is to help. For me, it doesn't matter whether Africa, Germany, or America, because those days I'm dead actually. And I don't select that I'm going to help Ghana people. I'm from Ghana. And again, the Ghanaian community also, we did some account, some founders position to help all the nationwide, actually all the African nation, and again, America, because we have had a lot of help from those various countries. So this is what we want to do also. And I'm happy to help, not me alone, but me and my team, we wanted to help to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you very much, Grace. Emily, do you have anything you'd like to close out on this wonderful meeting?
I was overwhelmed with your kindness and love to other people to help, especially those people who really step up and talk. My goodness, there are a lot of people on ONPASSIVE who have a full heart, maybe because we are very inspired with our CEO that he started this kind of almost like a movement to change life, not only us as a founder, but to share to others. And yeah, just like what Robert said, share your apples.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, looks like we got another hand up. Dave Roslewski, you're the last one. And if anyone raises their hand up after Dave, I'm going to fire you. Go ahead, David.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, no, I was listening to everything everybody's, saying tonight. I just love these meetings every week. They just inspire me. And one of the things I've been reactivating as far as thoughts and plans for the future is back in the 90s, I came up with a piece of scuba gear that I was trying to get a patent on. Couldn't afford to go through with it, so it never happened. But the thing I came up with was this thing that I wanted to call handicraft industries. And one of my goals is to take some of the capped out of the handicap to make them handy capable. I even designed a whole factory around it so that there'd be about 3 or 4 people that were fully functional. Everybody else would have a disability of some sort. I was gonna, kind of focus on, the military and, basically anybody else, but, military, because everybody needs to work to feel good. And a lot of the disabled can't work because they can't get hired because they can't work the facilities. So I thought it'd be good to do something like that. And I figured, with these people, we could put together our own little mini think tank in the company, try to come up with different ideas for prosthetics and things, or, different types of equipment, that they think that they would, be able to use, and try to do a bunch of that, because I had a friend of mine, he lost both of his legs at 55. And it really messed him up. And, before he died, we were doing a couple of things. We were building him a custom wheelchair, kind of like a scissor lift, because he was all angry every year at Christmas time. He was angry because he couldn't put up his own darn Christmas lights. That's all he wanted to do, was put up his own Christmas lights. So we were building him a wheelchair for that. And another friend of ours was a mechanic. We were designing and trying to build him a trike, because he used to ride a motorcycle, so that you could ride up with the wheelchair, kind of lock it into place, and he can get back out on the road, so we just kind of want to do stuff like that. I just wanted to see if
they actually did that. The motorcycle one was on Count's Customs in Las Vegas.
Really?
They actually built that guy where he can reel his chair right up there and actually ride his bike. It was actually really cool. Just YouTube it. You'll be able to find it. And
okay.
You'll get some ideas off it. It was really cool. But Dave, I love the way you think. I love what you just said about the handicap. I thought that was a really good idea. I wish more people would think like that, but I think they will. But I want to thank everyone. It's just a little after 11. We did great on time. I know Lily Lane's probably got all her homework done. I know that. Look at that face. See, I knew it. Remember your assignments. And because I was a terrible student, you might have to remind me, Lily Lane, next week what I gave you an assignment for. But thank you all very much. Next Tuesday, we'll be back because that's July 5th. We'll find out more about July 4th. That is it's a big holiday in America. I know we're global, but I don't even know if I'll be there on Monday. I might be doing something and having a little fun, but God bless every one of you.
God bless.
Keep your hearts growing. Don't stop, Emily. I'm glad that you finally jumped out so everyone could see you. Not only are you beautiful, but you're talented. And I think you are going to make big changes in the Philippines. And that's what it's about. Listen, when Ash Mafara says we're going to change the world, we're going to change the way it looks, this is what he's talking about. Even though he's got something a lot different than we're talking about, but we're going to help him change the face of the world. And I really believe that with the bottom of my heart that we're going to achieve that. So don't let negative people stop you. Run them over. Sorry. Just say sorry while you're running them over. It's okay. They'll understand when they see what you're trying to do. You know, a running back in a football game, his whole goal is to get to the end zone for those 7 points. All right. I want you to think you're all a running back. And I want you to think that defensive line is all the negative people out there. I want you to run them over, knock them down, get to that goal line, and you're not going to get 7 points. You're going to get a lot more than that. And trust me, that defense that tried tackling you and dragging you down, they're going to be lifting you up pretty soon. Lifting you up because you're going to be helping a lot of people and they're going to appreciate you. So do it for the love, do it for the compassion, and let's show everyone what ONPASSIVE is and that we're not messing around. We're here. Hey, Philippines, get ready. Change is coming. Her name is Emily de Guzman, with Harry, with Mr. Oaks, with everyone else, Della, everyone else on here. Look at that, shaking their head, saying, excuse my language, hell yeah, Philippines. ONPASSIVE angels are coming, and we're going to make a difference. Good night, everybody. I love every one of you. If I forgot to thank somebody, boom. Open up those mics and spread it out.
Love you guys. Have a good evening.
Everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Chris.
Everyone,
Emily.
good evening.
Hey, good night. See you all next
Bye,
week.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Everyone.
Bye.
Nice. Love you guys.
Good night from New York.
Hi,
Marty. From New York.
Marty.
Everybody, big guys.
Night, Marty.
Everybody.
Good night, Marty. Good night.
Good night, Marty. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Here, brother Marty.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Hello.
night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, brother. Good night. Again. See you again.
Good night, Chris.
Thank
Oh, man.
Chris, bless.
Yes, I'm
Bye, Chris.
this morning.
Bye, Sister Lynn.
Oh, you're going
Thank you, Jane. I get you, Jimmy. Jenny, I get you, Jimmy.
God bless you all.
Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Good night, Robert.
Good night.
Robert. Good night, Billy.
Emily.
Good
night, Harry.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Richard.
Lovely wife,
Good night, brother Richard. Good night, Richard.
Good night. Have a blessed night.
Take care, my brother.
All right,
Love
Richard.
you.
Good night, Lynn.
Good night, Lynn.
Goodbye,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Where's my dog?
Jean.
Hi, Jean. Love you, Jean.
Love you.
Love you. I can hear Jimmy. Look, I like to do. I do this.
Good night, Dr. Mary.
Oh, Dr. Denny. Oh, Dr. Denny.
Bye. I love you guys. At the bottom of my heart.
Go.
I love you too.
Good night from
Cynthia, that's
God
good.
bless you.
This was 91. Now they
Oh, hi, everybody.
night, Mama Moo.
Hey, Mumudu.
Grazie, Mumudu.
Are you working tonight, Mama Moo?
Hey, Mumudu.
Bye,
Gorilla.
Good night,
Good night,
Marty.
Marty.
Good night, Della.
Good night, Elaine.
Good night. Good night. Good night, Elaine.
Good night, Elaine.
Good night, Angeline. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, John.
Every time it rains.
Night, Lynn. Angeline.